This is a great question for the opener. Is there a song that, like, whenever you're at like a party, remember when we used to do those? Say you're at a party. Is there a song that comes on that just makes you like roll your eyes and you're like, I need to leave the room for the next like 10 minutes?
Yeah, me and my brother have a term for it. It's called like any song that's like really like it's trying to be like scandalous, but it's really clean and safe. So it's like we call it bar mitzvah music because it's like it's the music that you put on when you're like at a 16-year-old's party and you want to make them feel like they're out for the night. So you put on like Black Eyed Peas and stuff like that's like that song, like let's get retarded in here, like whatever the name. I don't even know if those are the lyrics. That's what it sounds like they're saying. That song is so cringe. It's like they think that they're being like super scandalous, like nightlife music, and it's like the cleanest, like scrubby music of all time, dude.
Yeah, that's a good. Oh man, I'm trying to think what mine is. It's so hard because like I like a lot of genres of music. I think. Oh man, let me think. This is so hard. Maybe like I don't know, Nickelback. That feels like low hanging fruit though.
Do people play Nickelback at parties, bro?
I've heard Nickelback sometimes.
What parties are you going to, Kyle?
I hang out with a particular crowd, Glenn.
Dude, that sounds like the wrong crowd, man. That's the worst party music I ever heard in my life.
I think it's like if it's party if it's music that I can like hear when I like turn on the radio, I don't vibe with it. Like,
yeah,
throw me some variety. Give me something.
Oh my god!
Show me you care about something. You know, show me you care. That's all I ask for.
The word we're looking for, bro, is music that is cringe. Like you're at a party and then like a song will come on and like maybe 1 out of 20 people are vibing to it and everyone else just kind of like you look side to side at each other and without saying a word, you all know that you're experiencing the exact same level of cringe. And you just like know that it's like a group cringe, unsolicited cringe, bro.
See, we hang out with the crowd where a lot of people really like video game music, and I think I'm at that point now where like I can't listen to video game music when I'm like at a party or like a social gathering. Like it's too much for my brain.
Dude, it's like I didn't grow up with the video game crowd. I grew up with like I like liking video games as much as I do. That was weird with the people I grew up with, right? And then like in the Smash community, it's so weird because it's the complete opposite. It's like everyone we're friends with, they don't have any friends that are just normal, regular people. They only have their gamer friends. And so putting on video game music at a party is what they do. They don't listen to music outside of that. So it's like really weird. Like it's to the point where even I'm like, all right, you guys are nerds. Like the stuff that people used to say to me, I just say to them now. It's just like, oh boy, that's cringe.
Yeah, I agree. You were very cringe.
Yes, sir. No, dude, come on. I took my cringe blockers this morning twice a day. One when you wake up, one before you go to sleep. And it blocks any temptation to do anything cringy, bro.
You have to eat those as food, right?
You forget to take your cringe blockers regularly, bro. Like sometimes we're at a tournament, I'm like, oh, Kyle forgot his meds.
Oh yeah, I've been off my meds for a long time.
He's being extra cringe right now. This guy definitely needs to re-up on that subscription, bro. On that
1,000%. I agree. Couldn't agree with you more, buddy.
Dude. So, this is the Glentendo Podcast. Welcome, everybody. This is usually, again, I feel like I'm saying this every week now, but this is usually a weekly podcast where we talk about big galaxy brain conversations on Nintendo and Smash community stuff and occasional peanut brain takes, like some dumb takes in between here and there for variety to make it relatable to people like you that, you know, maybe you don't relate to Galaxy Brain and you only feel a connection with Peanut Brain. We do it all for you, bro. The show goes up every Thursday for supporters on Patreon at patreon.com/Glentendo. If you want to support the show, very much appreciated. And then it becomes free to all the following Sunday on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you listen to stuff, dude, it's there. Just type in Glentendo Podcast. And you can hear us talk about all this dumb stuff like what we just talked about right now. And yeah, joining me this week, my usual co-host / guest, Mr. Esports commentator, Mr. Sonic aficionado, good friend of mine, Kay Rios, the artist known as Koopa himself. Kyle, how are you today. 3 weeks without your cringe blocker meds. How are you holding up? I don't know how you're still alive. How did no one kill you yet?
I'm doing pretty good. I think my blood sugar might be a little bit high, but we're doing all right. We're hanging in there. I can't complain. It's been a busy couple of weeks, but we're hanging in there. I can't complain. Happy to be back on the show talking about some fun stuff today.
Oh, dude, you know what I forgot to mention? This is a true story. So I don't know if it was last Monday or the week before. I was at a tournament, and you know how like when you're on the Switch, if one of your friends goes online, it has the little notification in the top left corner?
Yes, I do.
So I was playing a set, and then all of a sudden your name comes up at the top left corner. Like whoever Switch it was, like has you added or whatever. And I'm like, oh, Kyle's, playing some dumb Sonic game instead of being at the tournament with the boys. I was tight, bro.
You're damn
I knew
right.
exactly where you were at that exact moment.
Listen, I unfortunately have been indisposed the last week or so. I've been having some issues with my vehicular device, so I've been I've been at the mercy of getting rides from people, being my parents and my significant other. And I gotta say, not having a car is cringe. As someone that drives everywhere, and you definitely, I'm sure, feel this as well. As a rare New Yorker who also owns a vehicle, it's not having a car sucks.
Yeah, dude, those are the dark ages for me, man. Like I'm so used to it now that I just can't, like, I can't live without a car. Like it's bad. And if you're in Jersey, you really can't live without a car. Like in New York, I can get away with it, but man, Jersey without a car, man, I actually feel for you. For the first time ever, I have a little sympathy for my boy. Oh, and by the way, just a little PSA while we're on the topic. If you're going to a tournament, okay, and you're bringing your Switch to the tournament, go into the settings and turn off the friend online notifications, okay? I'm trying to focus on like my intricate combos mid-tournament set, and then all of a sudden I get alerted that Pussy Eater 443 is online right now, and I'm like, great, glad.
Dude, I love that guy. That guy plays a mean. That guy plays a mean support in Fortnite.
It's like not only is he home, it's telling me what game he's playing. Like, yeah, dude, this guy's playing A Hat in Time right now. But yeah, I'm glad he's home and safe. I didn't need to know that. If you're going to the tournament, just turn off the notification. Some people don't know that's a setting on your Switch, so that when you're in the game, it was a
setting on my Switch.
Yeah, and like sometimes I don't care, but dude, like even it breaks the immersion for certain games. Like if I'm playing something like Apex Legends or Mario Kart, I don't really care. But like when you're in the middle of Breath of the Wild, you're in the middle of a cutscene or something, and then all of a sudden it's just like boop. Like, and the people who have, dude, go after this, whoever's listening right now, as you're listening, go into your friends list and just look at what your friends' names are. Because if I don't know if it's just me, dude, or our group of people that are just so degenerate, people's names on their Switch, it really is like, you guys think I'm joking by saying Pussy Eater 443, dude. The names on my Switch are obscene, bro. Like one dude's name is literally just cum, period. That's it. And so like I had the notification thing on, and like I was at my mom's house like with my family, and then we're just playing a game, and it was like cum is online, and I'm like, oh my god.
It's funny.
You're lucky no one in my family can read.
Yeah, moments like that make for like great, just like visual comedy. Like, I had a friend in college, and I will refrain from saying names because I don't want to blow up anybody's spot. But I had a friend in college who was in relations with a friend of mine, and this friend of mine, she sent a text message of a certain nature to my friend. And that text was my friend just happened to be watching TV with his parents while that was happening. And that text got displayed on the TV because they were Chromecasting something like from his television, like on the to the TV. So that text was read in front of my friend's mom and I believe father.
You guys are amateurs out there, bro. Like, what am I hearing? How is that? How do you not cover these bases, bro? Like, your friend after the show, bro, I need it. I need the name. All right. I'm gonna have to talk to this guy and be like, bro, I don't know how you blew it on that.
You don't know who this person is, but it is pretty funny.
Dude. I'm gonna need home address, bro. There's no way this guy's not getting a talking to. This is the most amateur thing I've ever heard, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah,
But
definitely
anyway,
fumbled the bag hard for sure.
definitely bags are fumbled, bro. But yeah. Anyway, moving on. One thing I needed to ask you, I was gonna bring this up last week, but our show got delayed. I don't know if you saw, but on Twitter, I had like a tweet that just exploded out of nowhere because I tweeted out that I was playing Mario 3D World, right? And I'm on the final level. So it's like the bonus level, like all the way at the end. It's designed for it to be really hard for you not to be able to beat it, and it's really difficult, right? Not to mention, keep in mind, I already 100%ed this game on the Wii U like 5-6 years ago, right? So keep that in mind, all right? So I'm playing this level, and I realized there's a part where like the fastest way to do it. I play Mario games, like 2D Mario games and 3D Land and 3D World games. I play like a crackhead. Like the way that I play those games is like I'm always trying to speed run it. Like that's my default way of playing Mario. So I'm always trying to find the fastest way to do stuff. And so there was this one section that I've done a million times, and I usually just jump on. They have you have to jump on these piranha plants' heads to get to the top of this thing. And by accident, I held the jump button, and I realized that, you know how in Mario games, if you jump on an enemy's head and then you press the jump button again at the right time, he gets like a full hop off of their head.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yep.
So you can just hold the jump button and get the full hop every time. And my whole life, I've been playing Mario games thinking that you had to jump and time another press, like press it again when you bounce off their head to get the full hop. And so like I've been torturing myself with this for my entire life. So I tweeted it out that like, dude, you can literally just hold the button. And everyone responded with no way. Like apparently this is like, I'm not the only one. Like everyone was mystified by this. Like they were like, there's no way this is real. And then I had people testing it out and they were like, oh my God, he's right. You can just hold the jump button. Like, how did no one know this about the most popular game series ever, that you just hold the button? Please tell me you didn't know this. If you knew this and I didn't, I'm going to be so mad, bro.
No, I definitely knew
Sonic, no way.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. That was. I thought that was common knowledge. I guess not.
Dude, I'm embarrassed. Like, actually.
I can do you one better because I think I've had. I think we all had moments like that, like in regardless of medium.
Yeah.
For me, that moment for me was it was in Mario. The first time I played Mario Galaxy as like I don't know, I think I was in like the 7th grade or something. So the first time I played Mario Galaxy, and the first 3.5 times I played Mario Galaxy, I did not know how to long jump. I didn't know that the long jump was a thing.
You mean the one where like you press the shoulder button and then you jump?
Yeah.
Like when you're running forward and he does the like, yeah. That's my favorite jump.
Yeah, I had no idea you could do that until I watched a Let's Play of the game, like, I don't know, like 6 years later. So, and here's my reasoning. Number one, as I didn't play Mario 64 growing up. Okay.
Yeah.
So my next Mario game after, I think, the first Mario game I owned by myself was Mario Sunshine, a game that controls very differently than other Mario games.
Yeah.
So,
no need to long jump in a game where they just give you a jetpack to like do whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So, that game controls very differently. So I never played with a long jump. And then I got to Mario Galaxy and my friends were like, dude, how come you're not long jumping? Like, there's these basic platforming things. And I'm just like, I don't know why I'm struggling so much. Like, what's going on? You're like, dude, like, you don't know how to long jump? I'm just like, what's that? Like, did the game get patched?
You know what? To defend you a little bit, the only reason you would know that is because in Mario 64, right? Like they don't tell you, the game doesn't really tell you about the jumps. Like you have to read the signs. There are these little signs and you'd have to read them, and the scroll is really bad and slow. The text is really small. Like no one read that stuff. Like in Mario 64, people just wanted to play the game. No one stopped to read all these signs. But then there's like a star that you can only get. You see it like in a really far gap and you're like, how do I jump that far? And then you realize like there's a way to do it by long jumping. So that's how I learned it. But in Mario Galaxy, I don't remember a single time where you have to long jump. And so I'll forgive you for not knowing that, because like, yeah, that would kind of make sense. Like you don't really need to do it, and then like you said in Sunshine, they like never. You don't need to do it. You can do it, but you don't need to.
Can you do it in Sunshine?
Yeah, he could do almost all the same jumps that you can do.
I wasn't sure if you could in that game or not. Interesting.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you can, but I haven't played Sunshine in a long time. I could see it in my head, but I wouldn't be surprised if you somehow couldn't. I know he can do like the dive, so he can do a lot of the same jumps. But yeah, the thing I was talking about with like the jumping off the head by holding the button, I went back and tested it because I'm like, why have I never run into this before? And I realized that it was only a thing in Mario Brothers 3 and up. So like the first Mario game and the second one, they don't have that feature of like jumping off their head and holding the button. And then Mario 3 and 64 doesn't have it either. It's only the 2D games after 3, and then 3D Land, 3D World. So people like us who played primarily 3D Mario games growing up, we would never have noticed like the whole jump thing. It's not in Sunshine. It's not in 64. So it's just funny to me that like I couldn't believe how fast that tweet blew up, and like just that no one knew this. Like we've all just been thinking that this is like really hard game design, and we're like we could have just been holding this button the whole time. That is so funny to me.
That is hilarious. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing the things you learn when you like, put your mind to it.
When you do things by accident, discover them, and then pretend that you did it on purpose. That was me. And then, by the way, that last level in 3D World, if you're having trouble with that level, dude, when you hold the button, it's super easy to do like half the stuff they want you to do in that level. But anyway, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So I've been super, super busy last few weeks. Obviously, that's part of the reason why the podcast hasn't been as weekly steady as it used to be. We've had like every other week for like a month now. So I'm preparing for a trip, and like I'm taking a little vacation this weekend, and then I'll be back next week. And I am trying to. All right, do you do this? Because like, all right, you commentate a lot and you travel a lot. You've been all around the country and stuff. Like, obviously, you like playing games when you're on the plane and stuff, right? I assume you do. Okay.
Yes,
like
I do.
Any normal human being.
Yes.
So I have this thing where I love to play games like on the go like that, like on a plane, but I don't like starting a new game in the middle of a trip. Does that make sense?
No, that makes complete sense. I've actually done this a few times where on two times I come to an occasion when it comes to me and like traveling with games is I remember I had to take an 8-hour Amtrak train to Pittsburgh for a trip I was taking. And I didn't bring a lot of games with me at the time. I only really had what was on my 3DS downloaded at the time because I didn't really have a lot of games for the system. So I had Mega Man 2, which is a game I could beat blindfolded on, using the bathroom. That's and then the other game I had was a whatever the newest Professor Layton game was on the Switch. But that game I was already like kind of near the end of it anyway. So like I finished it already. And I had beaten the two games that I wanted to play on my trip within the first hour, 2 hours of a 6-hour trip. So I'm just like, what the hell do I do now? I don't really know what to do.
Yeah, so it's like this weird thing where I thought I was maybe a little weird about it. Like it's because like I want to get the full experience when I start a game. So I usually don't want to like be in the middle of a plane flight and then like start a game and like you can't hear it, or you don't have headphones, or like you're on a tiny screen. Like I like to already be in the middle of something, and then I could pop in and pop out easily and not like break up the experience the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not like I thought you were gonna say, like, if I had to predict, I thought you were gonna say like, dude, just play the game, just shut up and play it. Like I do it all the time. Like I'm surprised that I thought I was like overthinking it, over planning stuff. But anyway, the reason I brought it up is because I just finished a bunch of games I was playing, and I have nothing like in the middle. I'm not in the middle of any game right now, and I have this big trip coming up. So I'm planning to start a game either tonight or tomorrow so that I can play it on the plane. So I'm trying to start it now. You know what I mean? So that way I'll be in the middle of it on the plane. So
I should have done. I was gonna. Yeah, go ahead, because I'll tell you what my experience.
Hold your thought.
That I like playing on the plane.
So I want you to let me know which one of these I should go with, because these are my choices. All right. So I'm already in the middle of Pokemon Sword because I forgot I was even playing that. So I might just jump back into that and finish it. But man, that game's really boring, or at least the so far it's really boring, man. If it gets better, it
what
needs
part of
to
the
do
game?
so
What part
now.
of the game are you at right now?
I think I have 3 badges. So, and there's 8,
Okay,
I assume.
there
So,
is.
yeah. So Pokemon Sword's one of them. Okay. Then I have Celeste. Never played it. Heard it's awesome. Then I have Luigi's Mansion 3, which I know I'm gonna love that game.
Ooh.
But again, that's definitely one where I want to be. Like, I don't want to start it on the plane, so I want to start it like tonight or tomorrow, if that's my choice. I have Mario Sunshine from the 3D collection, Bastion, which is like a roguelike indie game that I got recently. I have Doom 2016, which I'm kind of leaning towards because I'm in a rip and tear and shoot kind of mood right now. Like I could get some aggression out, ripping off demon heads right now. And then I have SteamWorld Dig, and I have A Hat in Time. So all those, I wouldn't mind any of those, but I'm leaning towards Doom, and I'm leaning towards like SteamWorld and like Celeste because they're more portable friendly since they're 2D games. Um, so what do you got for me, bro? Help me out
So
here.
I don't know if I would necessarily go with a game like Doom because I don't know. I mean, granted, this is a new problem to have because I've never been in a position where I can play like a shooting game on the go like that. So I feel like games where like
Yeah,
you
you're right.
like because
Yeah,
I don't know if you're a motion sickness type of guy, but like I would feel like I would get motion sickness very quickly. Like yeah, I don't know. It's just something for me personally that would be weird. I'm a big fan of Luigi's Mansion 3. That's one of my favorite games that I played of the last year in the pandemic. And handheld, the game looks really sick. So I think you can't go wrong there. Pokemon is a game I've tried playing on planes, but like you said, like those games don't necessarily travel very well. I don't know what it is about Pokemon, but like I've tried
yeah,
like starting a Pokemon game like on a plane, and it just like has not reaped the same benefits as I thought I would. Because like, there's just
yeah,
those like early slogs of a Pokemon game where it's just like, oh my god, like this
yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, like when you for this kind of environment, you need a game where you could kind of like get stuff done quickly so that if you play only for 15 minutes, you could feel like you did something. But then also, it needs to be a game that if you have to play for 3 hours, or 6 hours on a flight, you could do that too. So yeah, you're right. I definitely Doom definitely actually I'm surprised I didn't even think about it because like I wasn't thinking about how I would have to play it on the small screen. And I already heard that game is like not the best handheld game because it's very dark, so it's hard to see.
Yeah,
And then like there's small text, and then yeah, motion sickness, like no way. So that one's
I would
already
say
out.
I
Yeah,
would say if you wanted to play like a big title game, I think Luigi's Mansion would be fine. There's a lot to do in that game. There's a lot of like little exploratory stuff, and the environments are fun. So I personally I think that's not a bad place to go. Also, I think indie games make great travel games because they're short.
yeah,
They're not too like intensive on the eyes. It's really nice stuff. So I think something like Celeste would be fun. I think because again, people very close in our friend group have vouched for how good that game is. So
dude. There's multiple people in our friend group who have been like trying to get me to play this game for at least since it came out. So like 2 or 3 years now, and I'm always like, yeah, I'm gonna get to it, and I still haven't played it like a second of it. That one might be my choice. I think that one is like I think that might be it because I think I've seen enough of it to know that like you can play it pretty quickly. So it might actually be the right travel game. Luigi's Mansion 3 is one where I kind of consider that more like a home console game. Like I would want to play
you're
that
right.
on my big TV and like sit down and take my time. So all right, I think I'm gonna go with Celeste on that one. You got me. You got me on that.
There he
What,
goes.
what were you gonna
Yes.
say? What were you gonna say earlier before I cut you off?
It was just my point about the Pokemon games because I've tried like I brought I forget where I was coming from. I think I was flying home from California, and I had brought Pokemon Platinum with me to play on the plane because I was like, oh, this is a game I haven't played in a while. Like this will be a lot of fun. And for some reason, it's just like, man, like I got, it was just a bit of a slog. It just wasn't as great as I remember it being.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about that later on in the show, just because obviously we're going to talk about the Pokemon Direct and everything. And so a lot of my thoughts on the Direct are directly correlated to my thoughts on Sword and Shield. But yeah, definitely you're right. Not necessarily the best travel game. Um, so anyway, this week or 3 days ago, we got a demo for WarioWare, Get It Together, which is coming out next month, September 10th on Switch. So it's only like 2 weeks away, which is great. And yeah, it's just funny, dude, how we went from. I remember doing this show with you, like it feels so recent that we were like, yeah, where's WarioWare? Like, why doesn't the Switch have a WarioWare game? And then fast forward to now, it feels like, oh, we already have a demo and the game is coming out in 2 weeks and it has over 200 micro games. It looks amazing. Did you get to play this demo yet?
I have not gotten a chance to play the demo yet. I actually didn't even know the demo was out until like yesterday. So,
Yeah, they just like dropped it out of nowhere, dude.
yeah, I feel like WarioWare is one of those games where it's like I'll get to it like at some point. Like I've been so busy with trying to catch up with other games, whether it be for like for work or for leisure. So I'll definitely lean on you in this segment as the WarioWare guy. But have you been enjoying yourself? Like, do you like?
Yeah, yeah, dude. It's funny because it's like it's exactly what you think it is, but in a good way because it's like with WarioWare, I really just want more of the same. I don't really like I want new game micro games and stuff, but I don't need them. I think the Wii U one was really like bad. It was like not that great. They tried to like reinvent the wheel a little too much with that one. And usually I'm a huge fan of like any company trying to do something really reinventive with their franchises, but like with WarioWare, it's like we haven't gotten just a traditional one in a long time. The last one that came out was WarioWare Gold on the 3DS, and it was like it came out after the Switch was already out for like a year. Like no one cared about their 3DS, and there was like, here's this WarioWare game for your 3DS, so no one even bought that, or like it kind of flew under the radar, even though I heard it was amazing. But yeah, so this one's exactly what you think it is. You know what I mean? That it's
Yeah.
200 new micro games that are all like hilarious and super fun and really quick, and like there's no other real games that are like this. The new thing is the whole like co-op thing of like doing micro games together. And yeah, all that stuff. It's like if you watch the trailer, it's exactly what you think it is, and it's super super fun. There's not really a lot to say about it. Like the demo is exactly what you think. It's so funny because it's like usually I would be disappointed with like, hey, this game's not that surprising. You know what I mean? Like if I bought
Yeah.
a Zelda game and it was like exactly what I thought it was going to be, I would be disappointed because that franchise always does something really weird or surprising. But WarioWare, I'm like, dude, I just want 500 micro games and like you don't even need to do anything crazy. Like if you just want to, re-release this game every couple years with like 200 micro games, like it's super fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say you don't care about the lore of WarioWare. You don't need a story mode.
Yeah, the lore. I mean, the lore is even funny too. In like they have it. They have like very the series has had very like light like backstory, but like they usually have like Wario. He wants to make a lot of money. He sees how much money people make making video games, so he starts making micro games. And it's just funny that it's like he's so greedy that he wants to get into the making games, and like WarioWare games are hilarious. The one thing I'll say about this one is that I didn't really see a lot of like motion stuff. So like the whole point of the game is that they kind of designed it a little more around like, you buy a Switch, you have two Joy-Con, so you're supposed to play it one person, one Joy-Con generally, So it's built for that multiplayer focus. And unlike Mario Party, Super Mario Party, I didn't really notice a lot of like motion stuff yet. Which is kind of cool, but at the same time, it's kind of sucks because I actually love when they do motion stuff. But maybe the full game will have like a bunch of motion stuff, or maybe it's in the demo and I just didn't see it yet. But yeah, it's exactly what you think it is, and that's awesome. And that's like a day one no brainer purchase for me. Like I'm 100% buying this game.
That's good to know because I'll definitely like buy. I'll be more apt to buy that game now that I know it's like pretty good. So again, I don't really
Yeah.
like. I feel bad because like they always put these free demos on the Switch, but I almost just never buy them because I'm just like, I'll buy the game. Like it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah,
I don't
you don't
know. Maybe
really
I'm
it's
weird.
funny with like Nintendo stuff, you don't really need demos usually. Like the demos that have been really helpful are demos for games that like Hyrule Warriors and stuff where like I'm a little hesitant to buy that, but what are you going to do? Give me a demo for Metroid? Like everyone knows what that is already. You're going to give me
Yeah.
a demo for like, Mario 3D World? Like we all know it's Mario, it's going to be great. Like we don't need a demo for that. So yeah, you're right. Like I didn't even think about it from that angle. Like WarioWare is a known quantity. Like everyone already knows and loves WarioWare. Like why they even do a demo? but it's good that they did. I'm just saying it's funny that they did. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just like what Nintendo fan is like, what's this WarioWare thing I keep hearing about? Like, you know what WarioWare is.
Yeah, exactly. It's
So yeah, we're
yeah.
gonna have to play
I'll
that.
get it eventually. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, we're gonna have to play that together, bro. We're gonna have to trim the nose hairs together on that one.
I'm excited, man. I love WarioWare, so I'm stoked.
Dude, WarioWare was like like meme gaming before meme gaming. Like, I realized the other day that you remember like back in the day when like we were kids and like the internet was really new still. And so like
Oh yeah,
websites like eBombs World and like those really weird flash games were coming out, and like the early mobile games where everything was just memey and like very like quick paced. That's what WarioWare is in a way. You know what I mean? Like, it's very like ridiculous and like just bam 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 like ADHD like gaming. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
feel like they
exactly.
invented that before before they like either were influenced by like that early internet meme culture stuff, or yeah, like they had like cat memes in WarioWare before it was like the cat meme was like really a thing.
Yeah,
Like, I
WarioWare was
remember
like.
stupid stuff like that.
Do you
Yeah.
remember like when you like play on like flash game websites? There would be like those like advertisement games you could like play, and then if you beat the game, it takes you to like an ad page. But
Oh
like you're not,
yeah.
and everyone just like,
Yeah.
oh, like I just won't click the ad. I'll just play the game. Like WarioWare
Yeah.
is just that, but like graduated.
Yeah, it's like a little high end version of that. It's just funny that Nintendo makes that game. You know what I mean? Because it's
Yeah,
definitely like every now and then they'll have a micro game where you're like, this is a little. It's not NSFW, but like it's
yeah.
bordering on it. You know what I
It's a
mean?
little crude. It's a little crude.
Yeah, which is just awesome. And speaking of crude, bro, I'm gonna have to lean on you for this one, man, because
Oh man.
I don't know this as well as some other people. Um, this week, or rather, literally a few hours ago, they just announced two new characters for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl,
Yes, they did.
and one character I'm very familiar with. I could explain to our listeners who this is, but the other character I need you to kind of help me with, because they just showed that one of the characters is April O'Neil from Ninja Turtles, which I'm very familiar with, and the other is Cat Dog.
From Cat Dog.
Like,
Dude.
I have vague memories of that cartoon, but like I can't believe this was this really popular enough where it
Yeah,
merits a character in this game.
I think so, man. People loved Cat Dog. This show at one point was like one of the biggest shows on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It was super popular. And I already called it. Number one, there were leaks for this game that were going out, and so everybody might have had an idea of like what the character roster was going to look like. April O'Neil was in none of those characters, draws. So that was an interesting
Oh, okay,
poll.
good.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that means whatever's coming next is like definitely a mystery. But like I think that's cool. Number one, it's a little weird that like we only get like two Ninja Turtles and like April O'Neil, and also it's a big week for April O'Neil because I think she was just announced as playable in the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game. That's like that weird like it's like
Yes.
it's the beat 'em up game. So
Yes, I was about to mention that, but finish what you were going to say on Cat Dog, and then we'll talk about that.
yeah. So Cat Dog is, again, if you're not familiar with the show Cat Dog, it is a show about the previously named Cat Dog. It's a cat and a dog conjoined at the body, and they get into shenanigans and stuff. And this show was like it was so stupid. It was so funny. It's produced great meme content over the years. I've already deemed it as a commentator for this game. If Cat Dog has any kill combo off of a grab, it is known as the Hi Ho Diggity, which is
Oh my
which is a
god.
catchphrase of dogs from the show.
Yeah.
Uh,
I watched enough of it to remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm dude. I'm pumped. I think it's a great addition because this game is obviously catering not only to just like the new Nickelodeon shows like obviously I mean not that TMNT is like new, but like for Nickelodeon it's pretty new because
Yeah.
that IP's been tossed around a bunch of channels, and the
Yeah.
TMNT show that like currently airs on Nick is like really popular. It's like one of their more popular shows. So
Yeah. And
um
actually, I saw some people reacting a little negatively towards the April O'Neil thing, because the Ninja Turtles design and the April O'Neil design that they're using for this game is like based off the original cartoon from and the comic books from the 80s before it was a Nickelodeon property. So people were like, "Oh, like why are they appealing to the non-Nickelodeon audience with these original designs? Like it's kind of weird." And then some people were mad that it was April O'Neil, this character that her character in the show is she's literally just a reporter. Like that's it. And so now you have her as a fighter instead of like, Shredder or Splinter or even the other two Ninja Turtles that's as far as we know are not in the game. But it's I think it looked really interesting because it's like, dude, this game is a meme game. Like it's like it's
Yeah,
Nickelodeon,
exactly.
which like a character's cat dog. Like it's already supposed to be so goofy that it's funny to me that anyone would even be mad about certain characters at all.
Hey,
Like,
dude, you know how it is with fighting game characters, man. Like
yeah,
everybody is going to be tight at something. You know how many people were probably tight about, like, I don't know, Lincoln Loud, from the Loud House, even though Loud House is again a very popular show on like modern Nickelodeon channels.
yeah. Like if
And
it's not from your generation, people just get mad.
yeah, they're just like, who the hell's
Yeah,
Oblina? And it's like, you guys don't understand. Ario Monsters was for its time like
dude.
a pretty
Oblina was
popular
for
show.
people like me. Like I knew who she was, and I didn't know who Lincoln
Yeah,
Loud was because I'm
Powder
not.
Toast Man, like
Yeah, I knew who he was.
yes, that's what I love about this game is that they're appealing to both an older crowd and a newer crowd, and kind of akin to like what Smash Brothers has taught us. Let's incorporate the characters at their what their core audience is, and those '80s TMNT comics and the TV shows were great. My brother grew up on the shows. I'm sure your brothers grew up on the shows as well.
Yeah.
So it's an incredibly popular pick, and Cat Dog again a little obscure, but they look hilarious. They hit on both sides of you. I think they used their couch as one of their weapons.
Oh
Like
my
their house is a
god.
stage, which is amazing. Their house is both a fish and a bone, which is very funny. There's Cat Dog was great, man. I said this on the because recently the ringer.com just did an article about they did a bracket style event with all the best Nickelodeon characters in it. And Cat Dog was one of the characters on that. And I mentioned how one of my favorite toys growing up as a kid was I had a Cat Dog toy that one of my mom's friends bought me. And it was, it was plushies on both ends with like an accordion in the middle. So you can like stretch the toy
Oh,
out.
that's
And
cool.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it was like one of my favorite toys as a kid. Like I liked Cat Dog so much, like I owned merch. Like let's just let that sink in for a second. So I think it's a great
Yeah.
pick. I think this game looks hilarious. I think it's a little jarring that this is definitely the first time I noticed that the lack of like any remixed music or voices from the shows might be like a little uncanny valley because the trailer for the game both trailers had like the same exact music and the same exact like editing cuts.
Oh, I didn't
Which
even notice that.
yeah, it was definitely a little jarring because like that's the things you notice in the Smash reveals. It's like oh they remixed this song for this character. Oh like look at the sound
Yeah.
effects sound so crunchy. They sound great, and that definitely felt a little weird in this game. We got to take a look at like a couple of other stages. There's a stage based on one of the worlds in the Legend of Korra, which is dope.
Yeah, right.
Um, and from what I saw, according to like a friend of mine posted online, that the website updated and accidentally posted a release date. Uh, apparently the game might be leaking. It might be releasing in October,
Oh,
sometime.
wow. That's actually
Yeah.
really
So
soon.
yeah, right. It's insane. And
Yeah.
listen, I'm super excited. There's at least 6 more characters getting revealed for this game that aren't on the base roster, and I'm stoked. I think these are 2 really really solid character additions. April O'Neil hits you with a tracking cam. Like, have you seen how big those things
Yeah.
are? They're hilarious.
I also think the April choice was like a little bit of like in a good way. It was like there a lot of these characters, there aren't a lot of like females to choose from, and so they went with all the Ninja Turtles characters are super popular. Like even April is popular enough. You know what I mean? Like she's not even like the 4th or 5th, main character from the series, but she's that Ninja Turtles is like so famous that it's like, oh, we can even put her in here, and that way we have a different choice that's a little unique, but also we don't have a game where it's literally just all male characters. Like it seems like they have a pretty good like roster with that right now. And also maybe it would be redundant to have all 4 turtles as like their own fighters. Like that would be kind of maybe weird because they're
Yeah,
they're 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 all similar enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has like potential to have like big Fire Emblem energy in this game. Like,
yeah, yo, I saw someone tweet about that. They're like, bro, the TMNT bias with this game is heavy, and I'm like, bro, it's Ninja Turtles. Like, literally everyone. That's like saying there's too many Mario characters in Smash. Like, this is like arguably SpongeBob is the only thing that's as big as Ninja Turtles in this game.
I
So,
think I think that's how you can tell if somebody really has their like nose to the grindstone or not, on like how big an IP is. Because like, yes, like it might not be big on like if you're a Nickelodeon fan like OnlyScape, but like people don't understand like how vast the IP of
dude,
TMNT is.
Ninja
Like,
Turtles has had like 3 different movie franchises at this point. Like, who doesn't know Ninja Turtles, bro? Like, it's like there are definitely people who don't know, you know, I would say even Rugrats is like the super popular. Like everybody I feel like knows Reptar, but it's not on the Ninja Turtles level. Like my mom knows the Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's a
exactly,
whole other
exactly.
level.
My mom can name
So
Pokemon and she can name the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yeah.
And
Yeah, my mom knows Mario. She thinks that every Pokemon is Pikachu, and she knows the Ninja Turtles.
yeah, I see. It's funny. TMNT has always been like kind of a blind spot on my nerd radar because I was a little too young for when the TV shows were like on, and like I've only really caught the other stuff in reruns. But very recently, like up until in the pandemic, like I've been like catching up on like stuff, and they just released a new comic book line that I read that I actually really enjoyed. It's the first this is a big year for comics for me because I haven't like read a comic book in a long time, and I've read 2 comics this year, so I'm
Nice.
very big fan. I'm very excited to see how these
Have
characters
you
handle.
have you seen the first movie?
I have seen the first movie, yes.
Yeah, because that movie, I stand by it. Like all the Ninja Turtles movies are basically just buns, but that first movie is really good, and it's live action, and it was made in the '80s, and like it is very. You know what's crazy? That's an independent movie. It's actually the highest grossing independent movie ever because they made it independently. A studio at that time they didn't want to get behind Ninja Turtles. I guess they didn't think it was going to be huge, and then it blew up out of nowhere. It was a really great movie. It's still great. And then the studios got involved, made the other 3 movies that are just horrible. But Turtles in Time, the third movie, at least it has an amazing game to go with it. That game is better than the movie. Do not watch that movie. That movie is buns. But Turtles in Time, the game, hype.
Oh
By the
yeah.
way, yeah, I think this Nickelodeon game is going to be like absolutely huge. Like I'm actually just so surprised how much people talk about it and like Smashers, like the community that the target audience is the Smash community because it's a Smash like game. They are going to eat this up. Like this game is going to be massive. Like whether it's good or bad, it's going to be massive. And if it's a bad game, I think that almost is going to be even funnier, and that's why people are going to be even more into it. Like this game might just be a janky mess, bro. It might actually just be bad, but I think people think that's funny, and then they'll just dive in. So I don't know.
Yeah,
My prediction is it's going to be huge.
even like a worse, like if the worst case scenario for this game is that it's like Rivals of Aether big, where like it shares the stage with like Smash at a lot of events. It has its own very successful circuit, and its very own dedicated scene to it. That's freaking great for
Yeah,
again for a game like this. Like I think there's no way that this game is not going to be successful. If R Hungry, the world's
dude.
biggest skeptic, is on board with this game day one,
Yeah.
then come on, like you're doing something right.
There's gonna be a dude at a tournament. I can already see it. And he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I main Patrick, but I use Cat Dog for the bad matchups." And I'm like, "Oh my god, the sentences that people are
Yeah,
gonna listen to this stuff. It's gonna be
those damn
hilarious."
auto turnaround characters, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the first. Feel free to censor this out. I can't wait for the first fuck SpongeBob of
Yeah, they need a nerf SpongeBob. He's broken.
dude. I hate Oblina. Like,
Yeah, that's gonna be hilarious.
I can't wait.
But yeah, speaking of the Ninja Turtles, so the same group that made Streets of Rage 4 and is making that Metal Slug Tactics game, it's the same publisher is making a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in Time spiritual sequel. So it's like a classic arcade beat 'em up 4-player pixel art, which is even more rare and astonishing. It looks amazing. They revealed it a couple months ago, but now they just announced that it's going to be delayed till 2022 We thought it might be this year, but whatever. It's coming out next year. This game is like a day zero like buy for me, dude. Like I want Turtles in Time so bad in any form, and it's never been ported to anything. It's never been on the Wii eShop. It's never been on the PlayStation Store. Like Konami owns part of it, and like it's a whole weird thing. The best beat 'em up ever, and you can't play it on any modern console. But this is basically the next best thing. It's actually probably better because this is a new game. But yeah, so it got delayed, and like you said, they announced with the delay, they were like, all right, well, it wasn't even delayed because they never promised it was coming in this year. We just assumed it was. But
Yeah.
with the disappointing news that it's coming out next year, they showed that a playable character is April O'Neil. It's just funny that like literally this week, April's having a big week. All right, April's a big star all of a sudden. She's an A-lister.
Yeah.
So they showed that she's playable, and it's funny, dude. She like in this game, she like kicks ass. Like it's hilarious when you look at the videos of like her like knocking out enemies next to the Ninja Turtles. She has like a mic drop animation. I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw that, but
I did, yes,
she
yes,
has
yes.
her like reporter mic, and then she like knocks out a dude, and then she just kisses it like she's Tupac or something, and then just drops the mic on him. Like it's like so funny, dude. So it
Yeah.
looks awesome.
The animations for these characters look hilarious. Like April has a mic drop. Dog gets really buff, and like they hit people with like fire hydrants. Like it's just like this game is so silly, and I'm here for it.
Yeah. And so yeah, I expect that, Splinter and fucking Shredder will probably be playable in this game, but whatever. We'll find out next year. And then also, this is just another one of these. Like this is the week of like weird character reveals. Like if the last Smash character got revealed this week, it would be like something insane and stupid because this week has just been insanely weird reveals of characters in games. So Monkey Ball Banana Blitz, which comes out in October for the Switch and for every other platform, so they showed Sonic and Tails are playable, right? So usually in a Monkey Ball game, the monkey is in a ball, right? And he's rolling down a course. It's like imagine being inside of a pinball game, but the pinball is a character. That's what the Monkey Ball games are like, right? So they showed Sonic and Tails, which is like, oh, okay, that matches this universe. It's funny. Sonic is in a little ball. He runs around. Cool. It's a Sega game. Makes perfect sense, right? Then they show that they have Beat from Jet Set Radio. So he's like, it's a little weird. He's a humanoid, but they made him like all cute and in the ball, and he runs around, right? He has rollerblades on, kind of weird, but whatever. It's goofy enough where it kind of works. And then they show Kiryu from the Yakuza games. I know you saw this, right?
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's a Yakuza gangster Japanese man, and they just shrink him down and put him in a ball, and he's like running around in a ball, and it's just like, what is going on with this game? Like that is so funny, dude. Oh
we
my
couldn't
God.
get Kiryu in Smash because the creator said he does not want to watch Kiryu fight women, but we can get him in Monkey Ball. That's fun.
Wait, did he say that?
I think
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, that's definitely like a meme, like paraphrase article that I'm citing where he's like, nah, like I can't watch Kiryu like fight women. He never hit women, and I'm just like, damn, that's crazy.
Cut to Mario punching Princess Zelda in the face, and just like Mario beats women. He doesn't care.
Yeah, Kiryu's built different. So,
dude, yeah, he respects women.
I just think it looks hilarious.
It's and then today we got another character, Morgana from Persona 5, is also playable in this little Monkey Ball game. And it's just like, all right, well, I guess they're just going to put everything in this game. Like I'm expecting the Bayonetta character to be in there and like any Sega character from the past like 30 years to be in a little Monkey Ball. Let's get the dude from Streets of Rage. Yeah. Let's get
Alex
Kidd. Let's get Dr. Robotnik.
It's one of the characters from like Space Channel 9. Like,
that's so weird. Yeah.
Viva Sombrero. Ooh, yeah. There we go.
Billy Hatcher. Like, there you go. Yeah. Billy Hatcher all those characters would fit actually.
Yeah, I need some Jint Egg for sure.
Jint Egg.
Yeah, if you listen to the song that they sing in the background of Billy Hatcher, they're trying to spell out like giant egg, but they spell it Gintegg, and I'm just like, that's some of that Jint Egg.
That is actually hilarious.
Yeah. That's like that's a game I've played way too much of growing up.
That game was cool. I remember the soundtrack being really good.
Yeah, it was fun. You
Um,
can Sonic's in the game, so
oh my, is he really?
yeah, he has a cameo in the game. I think you can play as him. I don't remember if you can, to be honest with you. He's like
Okay,
an
so
end game like secret or something.
just be honest with me. This monkey ball game, I don't know what your interest was before. I know we've talked about it, but I forgot. When you saw that Sonic is playable, please tell me that did not make you want to buy this game just because Sonic is in it, dude.
No, listen, I am a grade A shill, okay? I wear Sonic the Hedgehog merch. I own the same hat, the same shirt as like most of my other Sonic brethren. I already have my theater reserved for myself and nobody else to when the Sonic movie comes out. But I was going to buy this game regardless because I think Monkey Ball's fun. That's a game that like I only really have experience playing at like friends' houses. I just because I like never owned the game myself. And every time I played it, it's great. Like those games are so much fun, and like watching people like speed run those games and stuff. It's like, man, it really like gets the brain endorphins going. Like
Yeah,
it's
there's a
a
lot of
fun
cool
time.
physics stuff you could do, and like the multiplayer modes are hilarious. Like one of them is like the monkey ball is at the top of like a giant ramp, and then it goes down the ramp and it shoots into the sky, and then the ball opens and it becomes wings, and then you have to like glide. It's like pilot wings where you have to like glide onto the middle of a target. Like the multiplayer modes in monkey ball games are actually like really underrated, and so since this one's like a collection, I'm actually more looking forward to that, to having just like such a fun multiplayer party game to play. Um,
Yeah, it's fun to have
but
other games to
yeah,
play that aren't Super Smash Brothers or like Mario Kart and stuff.
yeah, dude, I'm gonna be honest, man. You really bought. Were you joking just now when you said that you reserved a seat to see the Sonic movie by
Yes, of
yourself?
course. Yes, of course. I'm kidding. What are you insane?
Dude, I don't know, man. Sometimes when it comes to the Sonic stuff, man, like you could say kind of like anything and I might believe you, dude.
Listen. I definitely went to go see that movie. I saw that movie multiple times in the theater. One of the times was by myself because I just wanted to watch it. And
I'm
yeah,
sorry, dude. I don't mean to laugh at you, but it's funny.
I listen. I'm
Dude,
laughing at me too.
I always tell people, if you're a gamer and you're looking for romance, find yourself a Sonic lover, a Sonic fan, because these people are so dedicated. You can abuse these people and just take advantage of them for years and years and take all their money, and they'll be right there. They'll be right there. Sonic fans will never leave. They're loyal to the grave, bro. You guys are the ideal mates. All
It's
right, you
true.
guys are the ideal mates. You guys are ride or die.
Yeah, this is the Sigma grind set that they talk about. It's
Oh my
dating a Sonic
god,
main.
dude, find yourself. I need to find myself. If you know any Sonic fans that are girls, Kyle, you know where to send them. Okay.
To the
I'm
movie
trying to
theater.
be to the movie theater. Yeah, by themselves.
Yeah.
All right, babes. So, we need to talk about the Pokemon Direct
Yeah, we
before we
do.
get out of here. We gotta have a deep, long galaxy brain discussion about the Pokemon Direct. So last week we got a Pokemon Direct, and all they showed us was more of Diamond Pearl remake, Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Getting really tired of these names, dude.
Yeah,
And
these names are getting kind of ridiculous now.
yeah, they're starting to get into the Square Enix territory of like absurd video game titles, names for games and stuff. And then they showed us more of Pokemon Legends Arceus, which comes out in January next year, January 28th. And then Diamond and Pearl come out November 18th this year. So let's start with Diamond and Pearl because I gotta say, um, what they showed, dude, the game looks a lot better. It's crazy because I think they showed it to us for the first time less than a year ago, and it looks way better. Like, for me personally, I'm not gonna buy this game, but it has nothing to do with like how the game looked or the reveal. I'm just not a big into playing old Pokemon games anymore. Like, it's hard for me to
Hmm.
go back with that series. So the game could have looked incredible, and I wouldn't have gotten it. But I was just happy to see that. Like, I saw some people did some graphic comparisons, and it's like a night and day difference. Like, it's not mind blowing. It doesn't look like the best game you ever saw in your life, but it just looks so much better than the way they revealed it. There's like a lighting engine now. The colors are not as flat. There's like way more dimension with the character models and stuff, and it just all around looks much better. Because like when they showed it, people just hated on it. Like they just dumped all over it. Um, so I already know you were already convinced by like the way it looked originally. So how did you feel with like all the new stuff that they showed?
Yeah, I definitely like shamelessly put on my nostalgia blinders for this game because I've mentioned on other podcasts, both here and other places, this is like my favorite. This is right in my wheelhouse of Pokemon. I love this generation of games so much. I spent so many man hours, getting lost in the underground and making a secret base and doing everything you could in the Generation 4 Pokemon games. And yeah, I agreed. Like the game definitely looked a little, plain Jane. I definitely had to be talked into the chibi style because I wasn't sure if I liked it or not. And I can say with my whole chest, Glenn, this game looks amazing now. I'm like,
Yeah.
for given the circumstances of the art style they went for, I think it looks really good. Like you said, like, the lighting looks a lot better. Like some of the character models look a lot more like fleshed out. I think it was our friend Max Ketchum that posted a picture of, the character, the rival character Barry, and how he looks like very different compared to how they first showed him. Like the trees look a lot cleaner, like everything just looks a lot like more crisp, and I think that's huge. I think it proves that don't judge a book by its cover in the first impression. And not only did they show that that the game itself improved, but they showed a lot of other stuff. Pokemon follow you in the overworld again, which is dope. That's a fan favorite thing that people
Yeah.
have been clamoring for a long time, since the last time they had it. And that's cool. The underground has like a lot more stuff you can do in it now. Like the underground used to strictly be like a multiplayer place where you just like, dig for gems, you make your secret base, you play with your friends online to play capture the flag. But there's actual like, areas and stuff where you can find Pokemon and things. And the game looks like a lot of fun. And,
Yeah.
I was curious if they were going to go the route of regional variants again. Spoiler alert. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, I'm again. I was already on board with this game, but like now I just feel like a lot more comfortable in my thought process. Where like this game is it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I definitely feel you on like not wanting to go back and play older Pokemon games. But what'll change your mind on that, Glenn? Looking how expensive old Pokemon games are to buy. So
Oh,
if there's anything that can drive down the demand in the market for like these older Pokemon games, I'm here for it. I loved Generation 4. I go back, and when I would like actively play my 3DS, I would go back and play a Generation 4 game whenever I was like in between Pokemon games or I wanted to like play something because I just love that generation of games so much. But me being the idiot that I am constantly in a state of losing my game carts. So I'm constantly having to rebuy these games. I think I've bought Soul Silver 3 times. I could have paid off my college loans with those 3 copies of those 3 copies of that game. So it's I'm just so excited to play these games again and not have to like, take out a small loan to be able to do so.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I'm glad that I just kept all my old games. Like I'm actually kind of a Nazi when it comes to like organizing my old games and like being really militant about it. And like I have like a list and an inventory, and if I let someone borrow it, I always like make sure I keep track of it because I have
got
all
spreadsheets.
my old stuff. Yeah, I have a list, bro. They're all on lists, and I have a little star that I put on them. You know what I mean? Just so I know which game's which. But yeah, so I have all my old stuff, and like if I really needed to go play an old Pokemon game, I wouldn't need to buy it again. But it's also not even that. Like even if I did not have the old games, they're just that style of game is hard for me to go back to. So like I just don't really do it. Um,
Yeah.
Although I was surprised, dude. This past weekend, I was in my garage at my parents' house, and I was like, I don't even know. I think I was looking for like a GameCube controller or something, and like I stumbled upon my Game Boy Advance, and I'm like, oh, cool. And then I saw my cartridge for my Pokemon Silver cartridge and my Link's Awakening cartridge. These are from like the 90s. Like I was a baby with these games.
Jeez,
Like
bro.
this is the exact copy that I had as a baby, and like I plug them in and my Link's Awakening save file is still there and it still works. And I'm like, what? Like, how is this still working? It's been in my garage, like I assumed just melting and freezing with the seasons, like for years now,
Yeah.
for like over like definitely 2 decades at least. But it works. My Pokemon Silver, that one, the save file is gone, unfortunately, but whatever. But yeah, this game looks a lot better. Like it's I mean, I already know it's gonna be huge. Like even if it shipped the way that it looked before, man, like people were gonna eat this up. And yeah, I'm happy for people like you that were like, you guys were already going to buy it no matter what. And now you're going to buy something better. I wonder how much of the improvement was directly because of the complaining. Because like this game definitely got a lot more crap than a normal reveal. You know what I mean? Like the newer Pokemon games just keep getting like more and more crap. Like off of like how disappointing the last one was, and then like they show this one, it looks bad, and like it's just been a big crap storm for Pokemon recently. But yeah, I wonder if this game would have looked the same as the reveal if we all didn't complain on Twitter. I'm not we, because I didn't say anything. I don't care about that, but I didn't say anything. But some people like really, this is like their favorite generation, and they like were offended by how it looked and the chibi style and all that. So I don't know. I mean, we'll never know, right? So
if there's something that if there's something that the internet has taught me, is that complaining will fix things. Complaining fixed Sonic the Hedgehog. Complaining is, complaining's done a lot. Complaining switched hosts of Jeopardy. It's a whole lot. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. But yeah, in other news, that new Growlithe just dropped, bro. Have you seen that new Growlithe, bro? My guy
How can I not?
The Hisui region of Growlithe. So Pokemon Legends Arceus, they showed a bunch of new regional variants because it's in an ancient version of Sinnoh that is called the Hisui region. And obviously, like, it takes place. It's really clever what they're doing here, because they're saying that the game takes place like in the ancient past, and it's like the first Pokédex, and it's like it takes place before any Pokemon games that we've experienced. But really, it's like just a way for them to not have a bunch of towns and NPCs everywhere, and not have like cities and like the modern stuff that we expect from Pokemon games. I feel like it's an excuse to just make it more about like the wild areas and stuff. But anyway, it looks awesome. And dude, this game, just like, Diamond Pearl, this game looks way better than when they first showed it. It still doesn't look like amazing in terms of like the frame rate and the rest of resolution, but the art style is really cool. I think the direction is awesome, and I'm more excited about this than I've been about any Pokemon game in like 20 years. Like, looks like a new game. It looks really cool, and it looks really exciting. And like the regional variants are awesome. That Growlithe, it looks hilarious. He has like a beard. Like,
he's all shaggy. He's adorable.
He's all shaggy. He's like an older Growlithe from like an ancient time. Like, this game looks awesome. Like, this is a day one. At this point, it's so different from general Pokemon games, that like I'm comfortable saying I'm gonna play this day one. Just like I have to see what this is like. Like, how did you feel watching the footage?
Oh, dude, I felt exactly the same way as you did. Like, I think it's very interesting how they're like, oh, this is not technically the Sinnoh region. It eventually becomes the Sinnoh region, once upon a time. And the game definitely looks better graphically. I'll give it that. It definitely looks less. It does not look like Pokemon frame rate, Pokemon resolution as it did before. And I love the Breath of the Wild elements of it. Like, if Breath of the Wild becomes like of this style, like becomes like the like. You remember like 10 years ago when everything was like it's the Skyrim of blank genre or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
Like how Skyrim really changed how people look at how games are developed, with that trying to mimic that, trying to capture that magic. Breath of the Wild is doing that with a lot of games, and you can definitely see the influence sprinkled all over this. And you get to look at the Team Galactic is still there, but like they're dressed in like samurai outfits. The environments look cool. Obviously, Pokemon in the overworld are dope. And again, I was saying that we're going to get like Sinnohan variants of like different Pokemon, because that's kind of the way that Pokemon has kept things fresh. And I don't know how you feel about regional variants. I think they're sick. I think it's a really, really cool way to...
It's such an awesome idea. It's so awesome. Because you get something new, but then you also... It's not like it erases the old thing. It's like... It makes perfect sense. It's a different thing. It's so cool.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to like incorporate new Pokemon without like overloading the Pokedex, without ideas and stuff. And yeah, we got to see 2 regional variants as well as 2 new evolutions, which is the thing that Pokemon hasn't really been doing. I think the last time they incorporated a new evolution to a new existing Pokemon was Sylveon back in Pokemon X and Y, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but in this game you get not you get how do you pronounce it? Hisui?
Bass. Oh,
No, like
Hisui
the region.
region.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you get Hisuian Growlithe, which is a rock and fire type, which again looks like a shaggy dog, and then you get Hisuian Braviary, which is the flying psychic type, I think.
Yeah.
If I remember that correctly, and then you get evolutions to Basculin
Stantler.
and
Basculin and
Stantler.
Stantler. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and as a friend of the podcast, Hazmat said on Twitter, Stantler definitely in the front runner for worst Pokemon to get an evolution. I don't think anybody was asking for that, but it looks
I
cool
think
as hell.
isn't it like isn't the name like Weird Deer or something like that? Like it's like a
Yeah.
really strange name too. Like it's
Just
really
it's
funny.
just a reindeer from Princess Mononoke. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I was gonna say that earlier. Is like the Breath of the Wild thing is funny because Breath of the Wild is aping uh Princess Mononoke from Studio Ghibli. And so
Yes.
this is just like they're all just aping that. And like there was a shot in this trailer where they literally like do like a Princess Mononoke shot. Which is just funny. And yeah, that Stantler thing is so funny. But yeah, it looks really cool. And like the thing that I like most about what I saw is that they're like introducing all these action elements. Like it's not just the turn-based RPG stuff, which like, dude, RPGs like have started doing that 10 years ago. Like Final Fantasy was doing that, like with Final Fantasy 12 on the PS2. Like this is like something that is not new to the genre, but it's new to Pokemon. But like it's so long overdue because Pokemon's just gotten slower and slower and slower. And so I was really happy to see that like you'll be running around, see a Pokemon, you can throw a Pokeball at it, and or you can throw a Pokeball at the ground and make your Pokemon come out. And there's no like it doesn't just cut to your fight scene and stuff. Like it's all just seamlessly done and it's much quicker. And also just the Pokemon like attack you. This is it's kind of messed up. They showed like an evil Ursaring, and
yeah.
he's just like, dude, like I'm a bear and I'm gonna kill you. Like you're a human being and I'm gonna just murder you right here. Like I was like, whoa, this is getting kind of interesting. But then they showed that they also have the different fighting styles. Like when you input an attack, unlike a traditional Pokemon game, you can either do like a quick version of an attack or you can do like, I forgot the two different stances, but it's like every attack has two different stances, like a quicker, weaker one or like a heavier, faster one. I mean, a heavier, stronger one. And so like the battle mechanics are starting to change. And like, honestly, dude, it's, I part of me is like just excited because we all love the Pokemon universe. And we're kind of like, it's almost like we're just have low expectations now with the franchise where this isn't even really that big of an evolution for the franchise or for the genre. But because it's Pokemon, we're like, thank God. Like we're so excited that it's just anything new. And like, granted, it does look really cool. But when I actually think about it, I'm like, a lot of these mechanics that we think we're like getting geeked about, they're not new. Like I've done them in a bunch of other RPGs already. You know what I mean? But we're just happy that Pokemon is just doing something different finally.
It's like watching one of your parents, like, I don't know, like get a smartphone for the first time. You know what I mean? Like,
you just have like the text really big. It's
like, it's like, oh, we're so proud of you. Good job. Like,
oh boy, don't ask me how to use it. Okay, figure that out on your own.
yeah, bias. Yeah, exactly. But no, I agree. Like, I think the game looks fantastic. I'm very invested in this style of game now. And again, it's just cool to see Pokemon do something different. I am so excited to be terrified of, I've just gotten over my fear of Guardians and the giant worm thing that you fight in the Gerudo Desert. I get to fear Ursaring and Tentacruel and Gyarados in the ocean. Like, it's going to be so cool.
Dude, if there's an evil Snorlax, I'm going to pop off, dude. Like, they've never given Snorlax a regional variant. All right? He's my favorite Pokemon ever. There's no Alolan Snorlax. There's no Galarian Snorlax. He's just always the same guy, which is kind of cool. But if you're going into ancient history, maybe he used to be skinny or something. Maybe he used to be like, I don't know what they could do with Snorlax, but it would be funny if they just, it's such a cool idea, you know?
Is there a Pokemon besides Snorlax you think was probably going to get the regional variant treatment? Well, how about this? What's a Pokemon? Because it's very clear. I don't think they've ever done it where they've had both new evolutions and like a regional variant in the same game. So I think that's something that we can expect from this game is both. So is there a Pokemon that doesn't have an evolution or doesn't only is like a 2-stage evolution that you'd want to see get another evolutionary stage? And is there a Pokemon
Uh,
that you'd want to see a regional variant of?
so first of all, you already know they're gonna do something with Charizard because they do it every time.
They
You know what I
do.
mean?
They
Like
do it every time.
Charizard got a mega. Charizard got two different mega evolutions in X and Y, and then in Sun and Moon. Wait, was there an Alolan Charizard? No, there wasn't. Okay,
No,
so
there
maybe
wasn't.
maybe I'm wrong, and he didn't. But then in Sword and Shield, he has like the big giant mode, which actually Snorlax has one too. So actually, that's pretty cool. Snorlax had like a custom, unique design where he has like a tree on his belly. It's really funny.
Yes.
Um, so I don't know. I mean, I think Gyarados would be cool and Magikarp because Magikarp is already based off of an ancient fish. They're both based off of an ancient fish. So if it takes place like in the far past, I'm sure there's like a lot they could do with that. I don't know. That'd be cool. Like you already know, dude. I'm primarily a Gen Oneer. Like whatever the meme is of Pokemon fans, I'm the Gen One
Yes.
guy. So like if they do anything with the Gen Oneers, like I'm gonna be hyped and I'm just gonna think it's cool. Um, but one thing I wanted to ask you is like, all right, so we talk about this a lot, but like now that we saw more about this game, like, do you think this is gonna be what Pokemon fans have been wanting a Pokemon game to be for like years now, where they want this home console, big, like really open RPG game, like what people wanted Sword and Shield to be, and it wasn't? Is this really going to be that? Because I'm still like not sure if this is like a spin-off thing that is going to be cool ideas, but it's not like a big fleshed out giant game, or if it's starting to look more like a big giant game to me. Like the first reveal, I was like, this looks just like a spin-off. And then now with this new one, I'm like, there's towns, there's NPCs, like there's a lot more going on. Like it really looks like this could be what the mainline series is supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I definitely think that whatever this game is going to be, it's going to be huge. Like if it's Breath of the Wild size and scope, you're going to be playing this game for years, bro. Like it's going to be insane, and I hope it is that big. Something that people I think complain about Pokemon is that like, oh, like the games feel kind of short. Like I don't think we're ever going to get that game where you're playing an all encompassing like Pokemon region that everybody wants, where you travel across all the different regions of a Pokemon game. That's never going to happen. But I think you can get kind of close to something like this, where it's an open world sandbox style game where you explore and your adventure feels a little bit more open ended.
And also, they need to make this game more challenging, bro. Pokemon games have gotten easier and easier and easier to the point where I actually just fall asleep playing them. Like literally, I've fallen asleep to a video game only once, and it was a Pokemon game, dude. And I'm like, bro, this is just like brain dead easy. Um, but yeah, so I mean, what I'm hoping is I'm hoping that this becomes the mainline Pokemon game because Diamond and Pearl, the remake, that's not being done at Game Freak. It's actually being done by an outside studio that's like a smaller just studio. And so what I hope they do is they just the traditional Pokemon games are made by that studio or studios like that. And all of Game Freak, like right now, they're only working on this Arceus game. Like all hands on deck are on this one game. So I want this to be the main line where it evolves and it's like interesting. And if you want a traditional Pokemon, they'll make that for you too with like the other small team. It's not like the main team is working on it. Cause like it's the same thing they do with Zelda. Like the main Zelda team, they make Breath of the Wild. And then the Link's Awakening remake and like the traditional top-down Zelda games, they're made by outside teams. You don't have like Miyamoto himself and like Aonuma and all like the S tier game designers working on the traditional Zelda stuff all the time. They do on occasion, but for the most part, they kind of outsource that or it's like second priority, and you end up getting both. You end up getting like the new, exciting, experimental mainline series that's really ballsy and epic, and then you don't lose like the thing that we loved about it from the past. Because I don't want to like lose traditional Pokemon. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it would be cool if we just got both and they figured out a way to like do what Zelda does and have the new stuff, and Legends Arceus is like the beginning of that new era, and then like the spin-off the traditional stuff is like it comes maybe every other year or every other 2 years or whatever from a smaller team.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if the fan base latches onto this. Like, again, it's like shades of the Pokemon community just being touch deprived of like what other RPGs get to experience, which is the evolution of the genre. Pokemon has constantly been, dunked on for not being hard enough and this and that. And God, man, I don't know. It's going to be so, it's exciting to hear nonetheless. But yeah, I really hope that this is the direction that the franchise decides to go, because I'm very excited.
I am too. I'm actually the first trailer. I was like, okay, this is interesting, but I'm not sold on this. When I saw the battle mechanics of this new one and how it just looks way more like, oh, I'm not expecting that, and I'm interested. Definitely have my interest. But yeah, that is our show for this week, guys. Kyle, what are you going to be doing with the rest of your night?
I am going to be watching Summit because a couple of our buddies are out there this weekend. Mafia is just about to start, so that's going to be fun to watch Max.
Oh my God.
Tear it up in Mafia. I'm going to be editing my own podcast, which comes out this weekend, and I'm going to be rewatching that Spider-Man trailer for like the 19th time. So,
dude, you are a Sonic fan who's also a MCU fan. You love this Spider-Man thing. Like, you're just committed for life.
Come on, you're telling me you're not into it? Like,
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even see that trailer yet. I'm just like so over superhero movies, dude. And we've already talked about this a million times. I love superheroes. I love Spider-Man. So like, I don't know. That's how out of it I am that I haven't even seen this trailer. But anyway, you mentioned your podcast, the Cooped Up Podcast. It comes out every week, every Saturday, I think, right?
Yes, it is. Every Saturday. This weekend, I do a deep dive into the dating reality show genre. So I hope you guys are into hot people on an island being stupid, because we do a real deep
hot
dive
sex.
into. Yeah,
gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go play that Wario demo, and before I do that, I'm gonna leave my house and drink hard liquor, dude. I am so busy, bro. Like this.
Grass, maybe. Go.
Dude, the past month, I've looked at a screen for like from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day for like 6 days straight. I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying, dude.
You should actually go pick up a football. Like, actually.
Dude, I'm going to pick up a football. I'm going to touch grass. I'm going to hug a tree. I'm going to do all the meme stuff. But yeah, with that, that's our show. Come check us out again next week. Have a good night, everybody. Have a good morning or a good afternoon, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. See you later.
Later, gamers.
Thank you, guys. See you next week. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. You can follow me on Twitter at Super Glentendo. The Glentendo Podcast is a weekly Nintendo/Smash community podcast. Our aim is to have galaxy brain conversations on all things Nintendo. If you like the show, please consider becoming a friendo and supporting on patreon.com/Glentendo. Friendos get early access to the show each Thursday. The show then becomes free to all the following Sunday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts right now and you actually like the show, please give us a good review. It helps boost our visibility so more people can find the show. This show is brought to you by our amazing producers, Naomi Eduardo, In a Yellow Flash, and the legendary Riz.